Saseni mkofiti manze nimewahata. Nimewahata design nyingine mbaya sana. Welcome to Celeste Reflection. Reflection, yeah, there must be a reflection somewhere. I am so sure iko. So welcome guys to Celeste Reflection. Thank you for your engagement. Thank you for your time, for coming to watch content yote na ikapa hivi, at least mna watch, mna engage, na feelingi poa sana, na feel siko peke yangu. And because of that, leo nataka nimetafuta mtu, because of your engagement, because of your questions, because of your feedback, imebidi nitafute a professional, because kuna zingine siwezi jibu. Nilisema mimi usema my opinions, mimi usema what I feel ama what I've gone through, but ikifika mahali na feel hapo na need help kutoka kwa mtu, itabidi nitafute mse. So like leo I am with Dr. Wachira. Most of you, kuna wase wameniulizanga, ai mama Tugi, unafanya nini Tugi anaongea mapema hivyo? How old is Tugi again? 2.8. Na hiyo makelele yote ameongea aje? Hatumii diaper. Hizo maswali siwezi jibu. Najua tu okay, nasema ni God amesaidia, but siwezi kuambia ati mpati yange chumvi kila asubuhi, mpati. Sina fact, siwezi kuambia venye nilifanya. So that's why I'm here, especially hizo stories za milestones za toi. That's why I had to look for a professional, Dr. Wachira. Unajua mnajiuliza na nimetoa wapi professional? Nimetoa wapi? Aisele kwani unajuana na watu? I know people. I know the who's. Anyway, so Dr. Wachira, I met him through my gyna. When I was giving birth, of course, ningetaka pediatrician. I didn't have any. Then I was recommended to Dr. Wachira by my gyna. We've been with him since atoe Tugi hapo kwa theater. Yeye ndo alimshika akanionyesha, ulinionyeshanga hivi kwa uso. Here is your boy, but I didn't see anything. I was like, okay. So since I gave birth, we've been doing our clinics, Dr. Wachira. Zile ma stress za usiku, leo ajalala, leo amelia sana, it's Dr. Wachira. And so far so good. That's why I thought maybe naweza lipa consultation yangu nikuje tutibiwe sisi wote pamoja.
Yes.
Yeah,
that is true. Yeah. And,
so,
and you have been a great mother to the small boy.
So far so good.
Yeah, so far so
niongeze
good.
Mwingine ama hapana?
Wengi.
Hiyo tutaongea na Kimani.
Vile umemlea, it will be a waste of opportunities. Kukosa kuongezea kama I won't see the number. Mwenda hapo mfanye bibia yenu, mpata muagree ni wangapi mnataka. I will be there for the babies. Yes.
Hiyo ni discussion ya siku nyingine. Anyway, hizo milestones, I feel like that is the one thing that everyone is looking, especially ukishaza. So nangoja kafike kuniita mama, nangoja kaniambie bye. Yani I am so looking forward to such milestones. And kuna mixed reactions, kuna scared, you're scared, you don't know how it will go, you don't know how it will, because I remember like the first time nikikuuliza amelala hivi, akilala hivi, unajua unaogopa na suffocate. Nipate guys stories zingine huko una expect. So you don't know how to lalisha mtoto. So for me, I remember nilikuwa nalisha Tugi na tumbo. Ndo akibap imwagike hapo, because I don't have that time off. I am too sleepy. I don't want to start nini. Yeah, so how is it like first steps hapo, week 1?
When you talk about milestones, you're looking at how a baby develops. You can imagine, generally, if you do make it very technical, you start with a sperm and an egg. And then from there they have to grow and become this complex being with ears, eyes, and all that. And then after that, the ears have to hear, the legs have to walk, and the brain has to do its work. So it's a very complicated thing that happens ukodani. And then even after the baby is born, the same thing is going on. So the milestones are just trying to look at key points. Are we heading in the right direction? Are we heading in the right direction in each of the various organ system? So the good thing is that a majority of the kids, they grow normally. I want a problem. And that's why you find in generally all over the world, there are many kids who may never even go to the clinic and they're doing okay.
Yeah.
The bad thing is that the few who need intervention, it must be done on time for we to have a good outcome. Ndio nakuta mtoto mwingine alizaliwa akiwa na problem, but the parents didn't know there was a problem. When they come to the hospital many years later, they're told it's too late. We can't do anything. So yeah, but generally now in the current generation, every baby should be having someone monitoring them every month in the first year of life. Ili wajue kama ana grow vizuri. So talking about milestones, most people know about what we call motor milestones.
Hiyo ni nini?
Motor ni kumaanisha muscles and the nerves. The strength. Motor, yeah. Movement. So ni ile ya kuketi, generally babies.
Hiyo yenye tunaambiango akifika hizi miezi ya kuwa na keti.
So we basically start off at birth. Vile mtoto ana cry. Maybe kama mtoto hana problem, they will cry normally. They will cry strongly and then they will move their hands and their legs.
At birth.
At birth. Akifanya hivyo, a doctor looking at it can actually tell you 20, 30, 40 systems are working okay. Kuna tone, kuna power, kuna coordination, kuna sauti, kuna everything, all that is working. So hiyo ni crying at birth. Ndio nasikia in the first few months of life, every doctor will ask you, mtoto alilia alipozaliwa.
So akilia ni vizuri.
It's a very good thing.
So we stop complaining akilia usiku. Anaweza lia usiku ukose kulala, is that okay?
That's okay. As long as you are mgonjwa.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. It is their survival tactic.
So why analia?
Babies grow.
Me, I don't cry at night and I'm okay.
A baby doubles their weight by around 5 months or 6 months. It means wana grow every day and hata usiku wanataka na waamke usiku, they feed. So that it is their survival for them to wake you up at night.
So ni alarm.
So mothers should stop being selfish ati wameamsha usiku na mtoto.
Hatujazoea. You can imagine for 25 years you were used to sleeping at peace, alafu kamtu kanakuja tu kanaanza kulianga usiku.
It's a new responsibility with new privileges.
Sure.
So motor milestone ya kwanza ni ya career. Then the next one is the neck. The way the baby holds the neck. Now the first 1 month, first few weeks, she go inaanguka. But then akifika around 3 months, the neck should be firm.
So that's why we hold that head. Kakiwa kadogo.
So by 3 months, generally most babies should have a strong head. Ukikuta bado ina fall, then huyo mtoto anahitaji therapy.
Mtoto anaweza anguka hapo 1 month hiyo shingo ikafanya kitu?
No, not really. Lakini ni strengthen ya muscle, ni coordination ya nerves and muscles. So when the tone is low, ndio nakuta the head is just like a doll. Inaanguka tu hivyo. So by 3 months, kama hiyo is not achieved, then you know there's a problem. And then now next from the neck, then you move to the back. So by around 6 months, the baby should be sitting. Anatakiwa awe anaketi with some support. Kumshikilia hivyo anaketi. Yeah, ako firm. Another 3 months, by around 9 months, the baby should be standing firm. When you make them stand, the legs should be firm.
Standing.
Yeah, anasimama with support.
Oh, with support.
With support. Another 3 months they should be moving. So by around 1 year.
Hapo ndo I think Maitugi alikaa. Hapo kwa kutembea it took time.
Yeah.
Because I think 1.5 because tunaenda Sunday school, tunaenda church, wengine kwanza tusichana tuna stockings tunatembea, wako ajawai songa.
Wacha kuonea
na ni mdogo. ni msichana mwenye anatembea ni mdogo kuliko Tugi.
All babies are different whether they are boys or girls. Hiyo story ya boys and girls is just generalization.
Si ni venye tunaambiwa ati kijana atakuwa polepole so
no, it's just that all children there is a normal curve. No, tumesema kusimama ni by around 9 months. Wanaweza kusimama all the way mpaka ifike maybe 1
there's an allowance.
And there's an allowance. Is a range. Many of them you have a 3 to 6 months range. The only thing unaangalia you check whether their other systems are affected. Kama ni kusimama peke yake and the baby is able to do many other things, then you're not worried. Yeah, and that's where Tugi was. So the other things were all going on.
Yeah, ni kutembea tu haikuwa.
So between 1 year and 1.5 years, then wanaanza kutembea. Yeah, they start walking on with no support. Then between 1.5 years to 2 years, now they can run. Ni ile ya kukimbia sasa, they can climb up, climb down.
1 to 2. Yeah.
Between by the time after 2 years, then now they can sit, they can stand, they can walk, they can run, they can do most of the other activities. Ile imebakia ni coordination. Ndio wanakaa wakianguka.
Anatembea kidogo, anaanguka.
Because wamesahau where the body part and so they just fall. So that is their coordination. That is motor. Now there are the others, the one now for the speech development and communication. Again, speech and development depend a lot on the environment. Tuseme, if a child is born in a particular family, they will copy that family in a way they will smile.
For example, Tugi.
Now he
Tugi is noisy because of that family. Kuna watu wa makelele.
Na ana smile kama watu wa nyumba hiyo.
Anacheka kama mama yake. Anacheka kama mama yake.
Ukimpeleka kwa nyumba nyingine, then he now smile like the people in that other family.
As in the shape of the smile.
Many of those, even the way they shape their mouth and the way they tilt their head, the way they make the sounds for smiling and laughing.
So unaweza mpeleka kwa watu wengine nikuje nione na mbona akona tabia kama za baba nani?
You know, a few years ago a mother came, I don't have her permission to give her name. This mother went up country. Akuta sister yake alizaa lakini akakuwa na mental illness. So sister yake alipopata mental illness akabaki kwa nyumba. Hii nyumba iko na buzi. So this mother now stays with her. The baby was kept with goats. And this mother with mental illness was not even talking to the child, but she would feed the child. This child came to me around 1.5 years. When this child was 1.5 years, the kid was bleating like a goat and crowing like a goat because the kid was copying the goats in this town. Wow. So kids copy the environment. So
were you able to change that?
Yeah, we had to do a lot of therapy, and now you get advise them on how to create an environment, and the child will see the normal things for development, the smiling, the talking, the conversation. Vitu kama hizo. Actually
nimekumbuka there's a clinic we came, ukatuambia tusieke Tugi ng'ombe za pink na mbuzi za blue. Because ataanza kushindwa. The ng'ombe ya pink inaongea na ng'ombe haziongeangi. So it affects the kid.
They should see the normal things, and that's what normally say. That's what we normally say. Don't let your kids watch cartoons, animations when they are young. You know, animations, when cows are flying and goats are singing,
buildings are dancing.
So they become foolish because their IQs fall down. They lower their IQ. They can't figure out things.
They don't know that's animation.
Yeah. So now when they go to the normal life, it takes a bit of time to figure out that was animation.
Oh.
Yeah. So all kids should be allowed to be brought up in a natural environment and with the minimum of those animations. So we show them the real cows, ama we do what? We stop with the cartoons and show them the real cows? In our settings, we are very lucky because there is an up country. They go to their shows and they see the cows and the goats. Yeah. You take them up, you just take them for a walk and they'll see those animals. So they stop. You just take a drive up country and they'll see many normal things. Yeah. So that brings us to having time with them to see the real things. Yes. Juu most of the times unapatanga tumewaekea cartoon ndo watuondoke wasitusumbue sana. Watulie. Thinking that ametulia, I can do my stuff. Maybe as a mother I want to cook and do my stuff. Kumbe I'm not helping this kid. Yes. Actually, what happens at the next milestone to measurement is speech and communication. So you find by around 3 months, a baby should be smiling back. When you smile, they should smile back at you. When you look at them, they should also look at you in a similar way. Kama bedi kidogo hivyo na yeye anajaribu the same. So they are copying you. By around 6 months, they should be making noise. They should now start manipulating you. Ukianza kutoka analia kidogo. Ama ukuja anakupea very big smile. Non-verbal communication. So when you see babies who don't have that's a danger sign by 6 months. If they can't smile back at you, they can't show happiness wamekuona, then some of them could be having autism. So that's why it's important to do that. But that you can only assess that if you are interacting with your child. Yes. Sio ati ameashiwa house girl amekazirika na hamuongeleshi ama anamweka tu kwa TV. So you need that normal engagement. And then by around 9 months, kids should be able to clap. That's coordination. Should be able to wave. That's copying. They're copying motor thing that you are doing. They should be able to have separation anxiety. When a stranger comes in, you should see them keeping away from that stranger. Ama ukistretch kumchukua unaona atakiwa huyo. By that time that's now boarding and recognizing faces and people around them. By around 1 year, then they start copying. When you even as early as 5 months, ukiongea unasikia naye anapiga sauti. By around 9 months they have clear ba ta 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 ta. By around 1 year they start, when you talk now they're also doing a gibberish talk. So they start talking their own things. Maybe that's how they hear us. And you're allowed to encourage. Izo ba. You should talk normal. Don't talk like them. They are copying you, so how can you copy them? Why should you copy them? That is what we do. No, they're trying to copy. They're trying to see how do people talk. Then they are copying you. Now
So in that situation, mtu akikwambia uko na utoto, hapo ni enyewe uko na utoto.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Sina mtoto sasa.
Okay, so tuongee vizuri.
Yeah. By 9 months you should be reading stories to your baby. Anasikia? Yeah.
Haki sijai read stories. I think hapo nimeanguka.
But like unaongea, maybe you
we talk
as a story. Yeah?
Hizo ni story.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a storybook.
No. That is whatever you talk to the baby is their stories. Yeah. Hata kama tu kumwambia hii ni this is that, or just tell them you love them, you care for them. Those are normal conversations. They should hear simple words many times. Why we say reading stories is because of the complexities of the syllables. Most kids wanasikianga one sound, ba or ma. Wakiendelea kidogo, they pick two sounds, baba, mama, tata. That's why you hear the first few words they utter is baba or papa, because they are just two syllables. When they get maybe to 2 years, they may be able to pick 3 syllables, but they are complex. So they need to hear simple words as you talk to them. Yeah.
When should they start with those two? As in, now we are at 1 year. So anafaa anze kuongelea pia hapo those complex ama those simple ones.
From the time when baby is born, you should start talking to them even before they are born. Unamuongelesha tu, unamuibia, unamwambia sweet things. Then by around 9 months, 6 months, 9 months, there should be clear words, baba, mama, all those. By 9 months, should be now be making sentences for that baby.
9 months.
Yes. By 1 year, they should now be able to know normal things around them. Nipe, give me, take, and yeah. So they should be having now what we call imperative verbs. Ile nipe, kuja, ile, he. A one word that means an action.
Okay.
So you do that. So it's not so much of a classroom teaching. Ni kujaribu tu kumfunza how to communicate. Yeah.
So anaweza itisha pe.
So by 1.5 years, every child should be able to call people who are within their house by name. They may not pronounce the name correctly. They may not be able to say the full name, Ferdinand, but they will be able to say
Nad.
Nad. Yeah, yes. Or Fe. Or D.
Yeah, to get started with the nanny is Esther, so she used to say Eta.
Yeah.
Eta.
Yeah.
And took time by then mpaka siku moja tukasikia Esther. And we were like, haya, amesema vizuri.
Yeah.
Actually sasa sisi ndio tunamuitanga Eta hadi wa leo. Sisi ndio tuko na utoto.
No, you learn from Tugi. So yeah, so you do. You see now he picked two syllables. Eta. Yeah. So you encourage the use of 2 syllable words. Even when they go to school interestingly, most of the first word books they have 2 syllables. If you go and look at what Tugi will be using in school in the next, in the first few years of school, you'll find there are only 2 syllable words in that book, because that's what they can be able to process.
So when does it become alarming when this kid has no any, like 2 words, hana 3, hana any word?
We normally say mothers should not be waiting for babies to amefika 1 year they wanna pick problems. At every step they should be looking and a smile, ananiona, ana behave normally. Nikismile na yeye ana smile. Then if you notice a discrepancy, the baby is not smiling back, or the baby is not has no interest in people who are around, then you bring up the child. Yeah, you start there. But let's say by 1 year they should have clear sounds. Ba 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 ta 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 da 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 da. They should have. So if they don't have that, then one is alarmed. By 1.5 years, they should be able to be calling either Baba or Mama or Tata or the name of the nanny or other people in the house. It doesn't have to be a clear Baba. It could even be Ba, or could be Bu, or could be whatever syllable they use. But they should be intentional. They are trying to call someone. So 1.5 years. By 2 years, it's too late. But by 2 years, if you don't have clear words, then you know that you're in problem. So mothers or parents should be able to pick this early and then seek attention. Kama mtoto haongei, it's not just a speech. It could be that they're not hearing. So one should be able to speak by around 3 months. Kama when ukiongea mtoto anatana. It's just like sight. By around 2 months, and they should be able to clearly follow your movements around.
When you move.
Yeah, when you move. Yeah, so when they can see that, then you know their eyesight is fine. By around 3 months, 4 months, ukiongea anatana. by latest by 5-6 months ukiongea then unaona na turn, ukimwibia unaona nyamaza. Yeah, so that way they are hearing. So those are things that people should be able to pick very early. Yeah,
don't wait when it's too late.
It's too late. Yeah. Yeah, so why we talk about milestones is because there are some medical conditions that you can pick when there is a delay in milestone. For example, problem with eyesight. When you find a baby who is 2 months but they can't follow your movement around, that means they could be having a problem with their eyes. Maybe they're not seeing. By 5 months, if when you talk they can't turn, it means maybe they may be having a problem with the hearing. Or a big problem like cerebral palsy. You know, babies who have some damage around the time of birth or before they are born. You may find that then their neck may not be firm by 3 months, or even come to sitting, wanachelewa kusit. Or even by standing, any of the delay in sitting, standing, walking could be a problem with some brain damage or some brain development. Or there could be other conditions like the syndromes, the many syndromes. There are some a collection of signs that show there is a genetic problem. Like most people know Down syndrome. Down syndrome, there could be a delay in the neck support and sometimes in the sitting. But more so, it is more in communication, kuongea, and how they compute things, analyzing things. Then there may be a delay in that. So there are many conditions that can be picked when there is that delay.
But it doesn't mean that akichelewa necessarily akona a condition.
No. Most people want a delay. Most people delay for
delaying
even 3
is
months.
Normal.
It's common for many families. For many families. There are many families. The only problem is asichelewe kuona na kusikia na kutembea.
Asichelewe kila kitu. Achelewe kitu moja.
Maybe one thing or two related things.
Now, is it true that mostly anaweza kuwa na pick from someone? Like maybe, for example, maybe Tugi na wanaongea sana because maybe the dad was talking. Does it happen?
We are all a product of genetics. Genes zako za your grandmother, your great grandmother, your parents and all that. So you find there are things that you pick from your family line. So there are families wanachelewa kutoa meno, kuna wengine wanachelewa kusimama, kuna wengine wanachelewa kuongea. So the others wanaongea haraka, kuna wengine wanapata meno mapema, kuna wengine wanatembea mapema. So those are genetics. Yeah.
So it can be true.
It can be genetics, can be in the environment. It could be that ile environment ako watu hawaongei, like now that case which I was giving. So if there is no one who is stimulating that child, then what a delay.
So personally I think your environment miss kwa najua. I didn't know that mkishinda mkinyamaza he won't have anything to say. Hata yeye hajasikia anything. No,
that's why most doctors will tell you talk to your baby from the first visit.
Normally I just think mnasema tu for the sake. Unajua ile talk to your, sing to him, sing to her, so I feel like it's just a procedure or something that is
we are giving money for a value for the money.
So sing to them, like sing to them.
And many times most pediatricians when they tell you something, they don't have time to explain many things because they don't want to scare you.
Yeah, because if you tell me if I don't,
so they don't want to scare you, and it works positively when you give positive instructions. Yeah. So nowadays we always tell the fathers, talk to your baby more, play with your baby more, as a way of helping that baby develop and learn many things, because there are many things that have paternal input, fathers input.
Actually, I remember now you've talked about fathers. Now it's so unfortunate that when it comes to babies inakuanga mothers. Clinic unapata mzee hapatikani. Clinic ngapi tumekuja hata waifika. So I remember there's a time, actually the first clinics used to talk more to Timothy. Kiambia now just fine, because paternity leave yao ni kidogo sana. Sisi maternity, either way I must bond with my son because I must breastfeed him. I have to be there for him. But for the dads, most of the time akijipata nirudi job, hata yeye na mtoto aingie usiku amelala, kesho atoke asubuhi. So ebu encourage those dads. Hao wenye wanafikiria si madhe ameshughulika, mamsi yako sawa.
Yeah, one thing is that a baby needs more than one person to grow up, and they need a balance between the genders. They need a father and a mother, and there's a big difference between the way how they learn from their mothers and how they learn from their fathers. So it's important that in every household they're exposed to both, parents.
If they're there.
Yeah, if they're there, because you have single parents, and they could be fathers or they could be mothers alone. It's good to have both parents or both genders to be able to wanacheza na huyu mtoto, or they talk to the child and they try to train that child. Yeah, because you find generally, this is not a rule, but you find generally kids learn some things faster from their fathers and from their mothers. Because when they go to their mothers, they are distracted. Wakiona mama yao wanaona food.
Wanabembelezwa.
Wanaona food. From the beginning wanaona tu ni breast milk, ni breastfeeding, ni weaning, ni nini. So they focus more on food. Wakiona mama yake anaanza kulia tu food. But when the father comes in, now they can have fun. They can play around, they can look around, they can
they even mature up. Nashindwa huyu yule alikuwa analia sasa amechangamka hivyo.
Yeah, because now when the father comes, they are seeing something different. So fathers should play more with their kids from 0 years to about 16 years or 18 years, so that the kids can learn more.
Juzi Tugi went for a photo shoot with the dad na ana pose kama msichana. So the dad is like, hizo ulitoa wapi? But it's cause photo shoot mingi tunafanyanga mimi na yeye. So anaeka kama mguu hivi. Babake kabla mtoe hiyo mguu, weka mguu chini. But you see, yeye amezoea kuona mama kipose, so yeye ana pose kama msichana. So maybe
that balance is important. Also, the amount of time that a parent spends with the child is more important and more valuable than even the education that they will give them later on in life. Because you find, for example, you don't need to learn a foreign language for you to survive in this life. And yet you spend a lot of money teaching your kid a foreign language, Spanish or something French. Like that. But all of us need people skills, which they pick from you in the house. And they pick, how do I behave when I'm annoyed? How do I behave when I'm upset? How do I behave when I'm disappointed? How do I behave when I don't get what I want? So they can only learn that by modeling. So a part of bring up a child or being there as a father for a child or a mother is modeling. You model behavior. You model good behavior. So you may nila unamnyima kitu, but life goes on. See that he has missed something, then life has to stop because he has thrown a tantrum. And
we move on with life.
So you train them. Being firm, not encouraging those tantrums, and ignoring most of the tantrums.
Tantrums are normal, lakini.
They are normal. Even adults have them.
So how should you behave? So how should you handle those tantrums?
You ignore them.
You ignore?
Yeah.
Nilo nasikianga ameanguka usimwangalie. Is that ignoring?
The only thing you don't do. No. There is two things. You think about safety always.
Okay.
So as long as you just make sure the child is safe. So sio tembea tantrum au in the middle of the road na mwasha hapo. But kama kwa nyumba na amedhuru tantrum, you leave them there. Kama amedhuru tantrum na ameanguka, then you go and check whether they are safe. But
so akithrow tantrum atazoea au nange simpay concentration aache ama
what you feed grows. Akithrow tantrum na wewe una respond, unamwambia it's okay to keep on doing that, and they'll have that tantrum even in the adulthood. Akuja tu kwa ofisi umwambie umekuja late, atathrow tantrum alie.
Akiwa mtu mzima.
Yeah. That's how they have grown. So you need to learn how to handle every stage, and again that's a whole new area. But you look at what is developing in terms of people relations, how to interact with the people. So you should be able to deny your child something that they want, and their life goes on.
Not like we are going to
Not that amefika kwa
there is yes and no.
See that ako 2 years or 3 years ako kwa supermarket anataka hiyo
unamchukulia
something in a shop na ameanguka chini, then you want to save your embarrassment, so you pick it.
No.
So he knows, later alone in life, I only need to throw a tantrum and I get what I need.
Which is very wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know it gets to a point unasikia mama akisema usiendangi na supermarket. So imefika point juu ataenda kunirushia tantrum, sitaenda na yeye mahali.
No, you see, from 2 years to about let's say from 9 months. From 9 months to about 9 years, then you train the child the way they should grow. And when they grow up, they'll not depart from it. So you have to be very clear on what you want, how you want your child to grow.
So, and that's where you're told, ikikata, use a stick.
Yeah, you use different formats of reinforcing the discipline. The stick is just one of them. Yeah. You use positive and negative. Lazima mu-encourage. Akifanya vizuri, una clap, mnafurahia. Akifanya vibaya, you deny some privileges. If need be, use a stick. Yeah.
Wow. I think we have a lot. A lot to learn.
No,
a lot. Juu hao watoto wako kwa supermarket ni wengi sana. Na inakuanga embarrassing. It feels so bad.
It is not embarrassing.
It feels so bad as a parent.
90% of the parents in there pass through there.
No, so, but you see, mimi as a parent na sasa hii aibu gani ananifanyia hapa? Nimekujia maziwa anataka toe. Na sina pesa ya toe.
I don't want to use my example. But my kids are big. Not okay. They're not. They're in a teenage now. But they knew when in that stage when they were growing up, there was a cane in the car. So if you go to the supermarket and you do a tantrum, I'll take you to the car, spank you, and bring you back to the supermarket, and you can continue shopping.
Even the Bible says you use it. It is not bad. Use it.
You see, as long as you are doing it with love and with and balancing that the child doesn't feel abused, and you are doing it in a way that is respectful. So you're out of control. You do it, umejicontrol, unamwambia umekosea hapa, and they understand wamekosea hapo, na umwambia now because you have disobeyed, then you are going to get your 2 spanks. The spank should be something soft, smooth, that can't hurt the kids. And that has been used in the world over the years. It's only recently that Americans and Europeans mess it up when they talk about physical abuse and other abuses which were not part of the spanking. Spanking is not physical abuse. It is correcting disobedience. It is purely in the area of disobedience. The child knows they should be able to do this, and then they fail to do it, then you spank to correct that disobedience. You know, kids have in psychologists would say kids have got what they have let me say foolishness that is bound in them. Ile ya kumwaga maji ama pouring your salt or your sugar or something. They don't know, in a way they are experimenting, but they are looking for help. They want someone to guide them. They should be able to know that I can get away with this, I can't get away with this. So there should be someone who is very firm in the house, show a lot of love, and then show a lot of discipline. Not just love alone, not only discipline alone.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Wachira. Na najua kuna watu wameona hawana watoto. Maybe unaweza waambia kitu, because parenthood is very amazing. It's very fun. Wanaonanga venye kabau tuchekesha. So it's a good thing. Si ati tukae tukifikiria hizo milestones tukiwa scared. No, it's fun. So maybe unaweza waambia kitu. Okay,
parenting is a full-time occupation. So one should be properly prepared. And if one was not prepared, akishapata, then they should prepare. And that means they should work. A simple way is do the clinics every month. In any hospital, in any health center, in any health settings. Whoever is seeing your baby every month will be able to pick some of the things we are talking about. And then talk to other parents who have bigger children, who have more experience. You'll also pick things from them. And then more important, spend time with your child. When you spend time with your child, then you can be able to tell when things are not okay with your child. Yeah, otherwise parenting is fun even for those who don't have kids. They can, enjoy the kids within their families, of their brothers, their sisters, and practice some of the things we are talking about.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wachira. I am going to leave his details are just here, but don't call, just WhatsApp him. Atakusaidia sana in case of anything. In case you need kuna kitu extra unataka ikuwe clarified, you can just WhatsApp him na he'll be in a position to help you. Thank you so much guys. Let's engage hapo kwa comments. Tell me something to learn hizo vitu. Tumelearn vitu leo. Mimi nimelearn hizo za kuongea na mtoto. So to engage hapo kwa comments. Tell us something, what's an experience, something you're going through, ama something you overcame. We encourage our fellow parents, mothers, anyone out there. And remember to subscribe to this channel, and thank you so much. See you next week on Celeste Reflection. Bye.